Okay folks, this is what I do most mornings. You'll have to excuse it if the picture's somewhat jerky, because I'm actually walking with this character. Now, this is not sweating exercise. I'm literally walking round an island, building things and collecting things. So, okay, I've just built a tree. May not be the most exciting or the most energetic in the world, but I do this most days for an hour, and I do a minimum per day of 8,000 steps on this. Now, from what I see of a lot of videos, this is not sweating exercise, but the tempo of the music changes, so you're always being, your body's having to adapt to each different rhythm. And there are some very fast ones and some quite slow ones, and in fact I removed all the really slow ones because I feel I want to do a little bit more strenuous workout. But I'm not a sweater. I don't sweat. I don't have the physical capability. That's not right. I haven't got the health to be able to sweat like mad. And this exercise works for me. So what I really want to show is that, okay, if the marathon is for you, if the 5K is for you, brilliant. I'm so happy for you. But it's just not for some of us. I'm never going to be a marathon runner, and that's not negative attitude. I just never am going to be a marathon runner. Anyway, perhaps I'll turn the camera around, but if it continues to be a bit jerky, the reason is I'm going to continue to walk. Okay, I've turned the music down a bit, but I'm going to continue to walk. I've just got a bit disillusioned by some of the comments and videos on exercise, because I found that in the end I was getting a bit dispirited, you know, that I'm not exercising as much as so many of you. Fantastic. If you can do it, you can do it. But I do think there's a very large proportion of this community that actually finds exercise really hard. For medical conditions, for physical conditions. And I just wanted to show that it doesn't have to be absolutely sweat like mad. It doesn't have to be 5Ks and marathons. But if that's your thing, then go for it. And I'm not saying don't push yourself, because I do. I mean, when I first started this, I couldn't do more than 15 minutes. Now, in the past, I've done up to 2 hours in one go, and that's constantly going. And I still didn't get up a sweat, but my weight is going down. If you watch me regularly, you'll know that I'm not a junk eater. The food that comes into this house is very strictly mentally allocated. There's certain food that comes into this house that is my husband's. And I've got this like a mental compartment in my brain that I tick. That's his, that's mine, and that's ours. Because there are things that, you know, he does have an awful lot of the meals, almost identical to mine, except that he has a larger plateful. And And that's the way I've dealt with this whole journey. At the stage where I was actually doing this Wii game for 2 hours a day, I suddenly came to the realisation that, okay, if I'm doing this now, what do I do in 6 months' time when I've not quite perhaps reached my goal? I may have done, I hope so. But this is, I'm talking about a few months ago. You know, there's a limit to how much exercise you can do in a day. Or the strenuousness of it. So where do you go if you're absolutely working your butt off in your own style? Where do you go if the weight's still not shifting and you know you're playing by your lap band rules, your gastric bypass rules, or your ordinary diet rules? Where do you go? You've got to look at everything. But if you're already filling your complete time with exercise, there's nowhere else you can go except perhaps changing your mode of exercise. But that's what started to worry me, that it had to be something that was sustainable for the rest of my life. I don't know if I'm making sense or not, but I just wanted to give some hope to perhaps some of the newer ones on this community who are finding all the exercise videos a bit daunting. It may be that you just need to go out and exercise the dog, walk the dog. And I do think it has to be something that has to be continuous. It's no good just meandering around. I watched a lovely video that Black Candy did the other day, and she said it can't be just this, oh yeah, look at that, you know. It's got to be something that gets you pumping a bit. But I can't afford physically to allow my heart to pump to those extremes. And there must be others of you out there that are feeling similar types of limitations. So please, don't lose heart. Walk the dog, ride the bike, 10 minutes down the road. Not 2 hours, not every night at the gym, just something. I still stand in front of my microwave when I'm waiting for it to finish and step on the spot. I'm always stepping somewhere. I've been known in the bathroom to stand at the sink washing my hands and face and to be stepping. So I try to keep moving all the time. I no longer do fantastic amounts of steps per day. I average, I don't know, about 12,000 steps a day. Get yourself a pedometer, find out what you're doing. But don't be put off by some of these absolutely brilliant people who have found exercise and marathons and half marathons and 5Ks to be something that they absolutely adore doing. It's not going to be for all of us. Anyway, I think that's enough of it. It's my sort of pet rant. And please, I'm not doing down the efforts of any other members in this community. Anyway, take care and get stepping. Bye for now. Bye.